The first time I heard the word cancer, it didn't sound real. It didn't even sound like English. It was like someone had switched the world to another frequency, one I wasn't meant to hear. I was sitting in that cold, fluorescent-lit room at Piedmont Hospital in Atlanta. The air smelled like antiseptic and metal. Dr. Harris looked at me the way people do when they're about to break something fragile. "Lauren," he said, his voice steady, "it's breast cancer." Everything went quiet. I could see his lips moving, but my brain was floating somewhere above me, like I was watching my life from the ceiling. Cancer. The word echoed through my chest, heavy and sharp. When I walked out of the office, the Georgia sun was too bright. People were laughing, traffic was loud, and I wanted to scream. How dare the world keep moving? Don't you know my life just ended? Day 1, diagnosis. I wrote in my diary that night because I didn't know what else to do. Today, I became a statistic. Today, my body betrayed me. I stared at the page for a long time. 32 years old, a marketing executive with plans, friends, a dog named Bailey, and an apartment filled with plants I couldn't keep alive, but somehow this thing inside me was thriving. Day 10, telling Mom. Mom cried. Not the quiet kind, the kind that comes from somewhere ancient, deep. She kept saying, "It's not fair. You're too young." I told her I'd be fine. I wasn't. I was terrified. But she needed me to be strong, and I didn't have the heart to show her the truth, that I felt like I was already dying. That night, I Googled survival rates until my eyes burned. I fell asleep on my laptop, woke up at 3 a.m. with panic clawing at my chest. Day 17, the hair. They told me I'd lose it. I thought I was ready. I wasn't. The first time I saw the strands on my pillow, I cried in the shower so no one would hear me. Then I cut it all off before it could keep falling. My friend Mia came over, played soft music, and held my hand while the barber shaved me bald. I stared at my reflection afterward. No eyelashes, no hair, just hollow eyes. For a second, I didn't recognize the woman looking back. If this is what surviving looks like, I wrote that night, I'm not sure I can do it. Month 2, chemo hell. The chemo suite became my second home. The nurses were kind, their smiles soft but tired. I watched the IV drip like it was feeding poison into me, because it was. Metallic taste, nausea that didn't stop, mouth sores. My bones hurt like they were breaking from the inside. I learned how to fake smiles when friends visited. "I'm okay," I'd say, because they didn't need to carry this weight too. One night, I woke up vomiting, shaking, crying. I called Mom at 2 a.m. She drove over in her pajamas and held me like a child. "I don't know how to do this," I sobbed. "One day at a time," she whispered. "Just one day." Month 3, the stranger in my mirror. Cancer stripped everything, not just my hair, my pride, my comfort, my confidence. I stopped going out. I couldn't stand the pity in people's eyes. One day I caught my reflection while brushing my teeth. I saw the port scar on my chest, the pale skin, the hollowed-out cheeks. I didn't recognize Lauren. I saw the patient. That night, I deleted all my old pictures from Instagram. I didn't want to remember who I was before the cancer, because she looked too happy, too untouched. Maybe the old me is gone. Maybe she has to die for the new me to live. Month 5, the stranger who understood. His name was Ethan. He was in the same chemo ward, colon cancer, 35. He joked about how we were IV buddies and said our scars looked like matching tattoos. We started talking between infusions about food we missed, movies we loved, what we'd do once this nightmare was over. He made me laugh again. One afternoon, when my hands trembled from the meds, he reached out and held them steady. "You're still beautiful," he said. I looked away, tears spilling before I could stop them. For the first time in months, I felt seen. Not as a patient, not as a diagnosis, but as me. Month 6, the fall. I ended up in the hospital after a bad reaction to treatment. Fever, dehydration, near fainting. I remember the sound of machines beeping, nurses rushing. I thought I was dying. Honestly, part of me didn't care anymore. But then I heard Mom's voice, soft but fierce. "You are not leaving me, Lauren. You hear me? You fight." That night, I made a promise to myself. If I got out of this alive, I'd never waste another day pretending I was fine when I wasn't. I'd live. Month 8. The light returns. Ethan finished treatment first. He brought me a sunflower the day he rang the victory bell. "Yours is coming soon," he said with that crooked smile. Mine did. Weeks later, after what felt like an eternity, I was told my scans were clear. I cried so hard I couldn't breathe. The nurse hugged me and I felt her tears on my shoulder. When I left the hospital, the Atlanta sky looked different, somehow brighter. Every breath felt like a miracle. 1 year later, remission. My hair's growing back now. I have a little scar near my collarbone, a quiet reminder of everything I survived. Ethan and I still talk sometimes. He's in remission too. Mom's smile is lighter these days. Bailey still sleeps by my bed every night. I started volunteering at a cancer support center downtown. The same sterile halls that once haunted me now feel like holy ground. I hold hands with women that remind me of me, terrified, angry, lost. And I tell them, "You're not alone," because that's what I needed to hear the most. Final diary entry. Dear Tomorrow, I used to think survival was about staying alive, but now I know it's about choosing to live every single day. I lost my hair, my confidence, my sense of safety, but I found myself. I found purpose. I found love, not from the world, but within me. So to the girls sitting in a doctor's office right now, hearing that word for the first time, you will break, but you will also rebuild. And when you do, you will shine brighter than you ever thought possible. Lauren closed her diary, the last page marked with a tear stain and a smile. If Lauren's story touched you, share it with someone who needs hope today. Subscribe for more real stories of courage, survival, and healing. Because sometimes the bravest thing you can do is keep living.